Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm back on my back patio again. It's where I live all summer. I just can't get enough of the outside. If you know what it's like up here in Ontario, Canada, you know the winters are rough. Like, they're bad. So I don't complain when it's 30 degrees or whatever, 90, 100 degrees. I don't complain. I suck it up and I say, it's better than being 30 below. So I've got my notes ready here. I've got my tablet with the questions and I've got my answers written down here. So what am I doing today? I am doing a tag video and I was tagged by Barry from Sensualize. And Barry is a fragrance lover and I found him through watching Smurfy Girly. So he tagged me in this fun tag and it's called Ghosts of Perfume Past. So I just thought this was lots of fun. And I was so happy when I was watching his video and then suddenly he said my name and I'm like, oh, I'm all over this, I love it. So I will tag a few of my friends down below. Don't feel obliged to do it, but it's a fun tag, girls. Come on, you want to do it, and guys. So first question is, what was your first fragrance? Now, I'm old. Bear in mind, I'm in my 60s, I'm old. So I don't remember what my first fragrance was, but I do remember it was Avon, honestly. And I'm going to put a little picture up here or a little picture up there. And it was those little animals that were full of perfume. And those were my first perfumes. Number two is, what fragrance was representative of your teens? And it would be Yardley's. Yardley, April, excuse me, April Violets. And back in the day, you could just go to a chemist shop, drugstore, and purchase that. You didn't have to go to like a high-end department store or anything like that. And it was just Yardley's. We had Yardley's powder, Yardley's soap, Yardley's perfumes, Yardley's everything. So I do remember having or borrowing it from my sister when I was in my early teens, and it was Yardley April Violet, and to this day I still love violets. So number three, what fragrance, and I'm going to insert a little picture up here somewhere of these fragrances because obviously I don't have them anymore. And number three, what fragrance was representative of your 20s? And I remember in my 20s, I started to use, somebody bought me a bottle or maybe my sister gave it to me, I can't remember, but it was White Shoulders. I can't remember who made White Shoulders. Was White Shoulders, is that the brand? Anyway, I will insert a picture here. I think White Shoulders has been around for tons of years, many years. So that was the fragrance of my 20s, which is question number three. Question number four is, what fragrance from your teens did you dislike? And that would be Taboo. Does anybody remember Taboo? Taboo was like, it's probably still around. I have no idea, but it was actually around 1930s. And ugh, it was disgusting, in my opinion. You know, it's very personal. Sorry if someone still loves it and someone still uses it, my apologies. Don't hate on me, but I could not stand it. And it was oak, moss, amber, and lemon oil. And I like amber, but it had a very burnt smell to it, and it smelled like burnt lemon oil. I still can smell it in my nose. It's terrible for me personally. So that would have been the one that I would definitely would not have liked at all. So number 5 is, what fragrance from your 20s did you dislike? I actually disliked Estee Lauder's Pleasures. It used to make me gag. Someone I hung around with, or someone in my family, somebody used it and I couldn't stand it. The smell made me gag. And it's still around, obviously, and still a very popular fragrance, but I couldn't do with that one. Number 6 is a question: what from your past do you still wear? And I still wear Eternity. I wore it for a decade. I would say I was probably in my 30s, and I felt really, grown up in my 30s, and Eternity was a very grown-up fragrance. I wore it for years and years. It got a lot of compliments because it smells so good in the air. And so, yeah, I'm still wearing it. I have repurchased a bottle of it actually in the past 5 weeks, and I'm as in love with it now as I was then. So number 7 is, what from your past would you not wear now? I would not wear Taboo, and I would not wear Charlie, and those are 2 that I would not wear now. Number 8, I have no recollection of. Number 8 is from what from your past do you wish you could wear but it's discontinued? And I don't know. I wrecked my brain to try and figure that one out, and I honestly do not know what's discontinued that I would have worn in my past. I can't remember. So if I think of it before I upload this video, I will write it here. But number 9 is, last question: what fragrance has a good memory associated from your past? And that would have to be Eternity, because I was in my 30s. My kids were young. I felt great. A lot of pressure was off from, in your 20s, and you're trying to move forward, and you're struggling financially. So by the time we got into our 30s, and I was working, I had my own business in hairstyling, and my husband was working in General Motors at that time, and had been there from he was in his 20s, but he was well established in the company then. The company was booming up here in Canada, and I had this, Eternity, and I just felt great. I smelled great, and my kids were happy, and yeah. So that has a great memory. And of course, Yardley Violet has a great memory because it was from way back in my past, in my teens, and so it was just nice, fresh. Now when I smell it, I actually should go and buy a bottle of it, because it's still available to this day. And I think it smells a little bit like Insolence, but of course Insolent is a much better quality fragrance. But I think that's why I like Insolence so much, because it is reminiscence of that time when I was in my teens. But Insolence is a much more grown-up, kind of sophisticated fragrance, whereas Yardley's probably would kind of smell a bit overly mature now. Like I would associate violets with a little old lady. And I'm a little old lady, but I wouldn't want to wear it now. But anyway, that was the 9 questions. I don't have a perfume sitting here, but I just thought I'm going to sit down with my notes. I'm going to insert the pictures of all these perfumes, And thanks, Barry, for tagging me. I'm going to link Barry's channel down below. Go check him out. He is adorable. And this is just a lot of fun right now with the fragrances. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I also wanted to add before I go that the fragrances that I just purchased, the blind buys, I have not stopped smelling myself since I got the Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal et Paris. Did I say that right, Smurfy Girly? I have not stopped smelling myself. I wear it through the day, I wear it through the night, and I'm honestly tempted to buy a backup bottle. That's how much I love it. I have not tested out much of the fancy. I'm going to try maybe wear it tonight to bed, and I might try the Dolce & Gabbana, the only one. I might try that to bed because they are more winter fragrances, but I could sleep in them at night because my house is really cool with the air conditioner on, and I think they'd be very comforting to sleep in. But yeah, I just thought I'd update you on that, yeah, the Scandal et Paris is just divine. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in my next video. And what do I always say? Don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle.